press this button, and then press this button.
See if I can finish another
And
coffee cake
press
before we
this
start.
button.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
There.
I know I have at least a minute.
And go here.
Now
And then
open.
press this button.
60,
There we go.
59,
This is a
58,
countdown to the
57,
Slade and Mayson
56,
show.
55, 54. This
53,
continues to be a countdown to the Slade and
51,
Mason show.
Put your
50,
hands together like this. You
49,
go.
48,
You're listening to the
47,
countdown to the
46,
Slade and Mason show.
45, 44, 43.
This is the continued
42,
countdown
41,
to the Slade and Mason
40,
show.
39, 38,
Right
now.
now,
37,
you're listening
36,
to the countdown
35,
to the Slade and Mason
34,
show.
33,
Please stand
32,
by as you are
31,
listening to the countdown
30,
to the Slade
29,
and Mason show.
28, 27,
This,
26,
of course, the countdown
25,
to the Slade and
24,
Mason show.
23, 22,
We continue
21,
now with the countdown
20,
to the Slade
19,
and Mason show.
18, 17,
Stand by
16,
as we are now
15,
delivering the countdown
14,
to the Slade
13,
and Mason show.
12, 11,
Yes,
10,
this is our countdown
9,
to the Slade and Mason
7,
show.
6,
Nobody has a start
5,
ready.
4,
Here we go.
3,
I did it.
2, 1.
Now broadcasting from the Dan Mason Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
Oh, you can see me doing my cross Woo. Hey! Oh, yeah! Feeling it! Ha. Oh, yeah! Oh, my! I got the feeling! Ooh,
Hi,
yeah,
I'm JD
yeah.
Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
And this is the Slade and Mason Show.
Oh,
Good morning, Mr. Slade.
good morning, Mr. Mason.
All right, this Slade and Mason Show is all about you and us. It's all like a radio program where we share with you news stories that we see throughout the week. It's just our take on it. Basically, we're saying things you are thinking in your dirty little mind, but you would never say on the radio. You'll never hear it, even if
We'll
you
play it for you.
even those pirate radio stations wouldn't talk about this. We're just basically having fun. Don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy. All the music is brought to you by Dano Music, unless they tell you otherwise. Go visit our Instagram page. See that picture from 2016. Don't forget to share this with your friends, neighborhood, cops, relatives you don't like. And this program is brought to you by I See Something Icy. Icy Treats. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes.
Mr. Slade.
Well, first off, let me just say I did it. I got that entire Drake's coffee cake down from the time you started the 60 until we got started, and it was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I want to just finish up my story from the last show because, you know, I've fallen in love. Drake's Cakes has restored my faith in the baking industry because every one of their products tastes exactly like it did when I was a kid.
Back in 1932, when
You
J.D.
remember
Slade was
when
born.
certain people couldn't go into certain stores? Pepperidge Farm, remember? Well, there goes that agency. Yeah, bye. Anyway, so this week I went in because the last couple of weeks they had ring dings and they had the coffee cake. But you know what I was looking for. You know what I was looking for.
Ho-hos?
Devil dog.
Ho-ho.
Devil dog.
Oh, devil dog.
Devil dog. And so this week when I went into my grocery store, it's like there they were in all their brown and white glory. Devil dogs. They look the same.
Mhm.
Now the test was to get them home, and I could hardly get home in time to open one and just rip it open. And when I put it in my mouth, here's the difference between devil dogs and all those fake devil dogs. Devil dogs use really creamy filling.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of those use that artificial granular sugar-like,
Yeah, it tastes like
kind of crunchy in it.
ugh,
You know, no, I like it nice and smooth.
like a
You know,
foamy
it goes down
yumminess.
through. Just yes, it does. It just mixes in with that chocolate cake. All
Chocolate
right.
cake.
Anyway, yes, I did. So it's like I finished my last double dog yesterday. So I now have I can now die in peace.
Is that why you're talking really fast? Because of the sugar content in your
Yeah, man. I tell you what, it's got me. It's really got me rocking. No.
All right. Do you have a morning rant?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why, because it's
JD?
it's not really,
JD?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us why?
Well, it's not really rant because what is today's date, Dan?
It is February 9th, which is a Sunday.
Okay. Now, the reason I bring that up, and you don't even know what the relevance of this is, do you?
Unless it has something to do with National Kite Day, I don't know anything about.
Okay. For those of you who have been following, and at the rate we're going, it's like the same two of you, including that guy in Turkey who's. But it was 6 years ago yesterday that I went into the hospital.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was 6 years ago yesterday that I started an adventure that I continue to this day. We had started the Slade and Mayson podcast, if you'll remember, where it's like I would drive all the way to the heart of somewhere in Virginia to get to the Slade and Mayson studios, the Dan Mason studios, and then it's like I got ill, and that ended the podcast. And now that I think about it, you didn't even come to see me when I was in the hospital, you prick.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Nice.
I was really out of it. I don't remember anybody.
Yeah, I won't share, but yeah, you were definitely out.
Oh, listen, we don't have to worry about HIPAA here.
Okay, so your friend was there at the time. I forget her name.
Margaret?
No.
Oh,
it was
never mind. Yeah, my caretaker.
And then her significant other was there as well. So
Hawk.
Yeah, I was there for probably about a half hour, 45 minutes. We were talking for a while. Well,
for those of you who are new to this, it's like 6 years ago I went in the hospital because I have type 2 diabetes. And the winter before that, I guess it was the December before, it's like I was doing my yearly toy drives.
Yeah.
And I was pushing myself and pushing myself and pushing myself, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And so in February, it finally caught up with me, and I was working on the air on a Saturday, which would have been 6 years ago yesterday. And I couldn't finish the shift. I was going to get off at 2:00, and it got to be noon, and it's like, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, you were sick. You were really bad sick. I remember you talking to me about that, and you're like, "Hey, man, I don't know if I'm going to finish." I'm like, "You okay?" And you go, "I don't know. Not about this." I was okay.
Yeah. So, and Randy from DQ brought me all this Gatorade, because I'm thinking maybe I'm just my electrolytes are down and such. Yeah. I left the station at like noon, and I went home, and I went right to bed.
Yeah.
When I came to, it was like 8:00 at night, and I was really kind of disfuddled. I got up and went to the restroom, and then it's like I went back to bed. And I woke up the next morning. It was about 7:00, and I couldn't get out of bed. I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't get out of bed. And at that point, I called one of my salespeople, Ed Brown, who, I mean, it's like this guy, he is my hero. This guy got out of his bed, came to my house, got me up, got me going, and got me to the hospital, and waited until I got a room. Now, we got to the hospital about 8:30. I didn't get a room until 7:15 that night.
Wow.
By this time now, I'm starting to suffer from sepsis because poison is now entering my system from the infection.
Yep.
And when I was going in and out while I was waiting to get a room, and when I finally got the room, I went out. And when I came to, there was a priest standing there reading me last rites. That is an eye opener.
Yeah.
That is something that you just don't forget. It's like that, a car crash. You never forget how that sounds. And you never forget opening your eyes and seeing that collar. So, thus started a 62-day journey, of which, of course, the downside is that I lost my right foot. The upside is that I learned a great deal about myself and just exactly how strong and how tough I really am. Because after I got out of rehab, I only did 10 days of rehab. And that was just to really get me used to being on my own and doing just the basic things for myself. And since I didn't know that I had limitations, I never had any limitations. I did everything that I needed and wanted to do. And when it came to, I got home on the 21st of April. I went back to work on the 28th, but I was still in my wheelchair because they hadn't fitted me with the prosthesis.
Yep.
And so, again, that was a little clunky, and my caretaker and for all the other stuff I could say about them, that girl, she was a saint because she would leave her house in Riva every morning, get to my house by 3:00, have me up, ready, dressed. And then now this, she was not a little girl, but she was no weightlifter. Mm-hmm. Then she would push me in my wheelchair over to the radio station and then get me started. And then it's like she would leave and go home.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, but then, when I got the prosthesis, it's like I had heard about rehab and, again, they could help you get started. I didn't have time for that. I really didn't. It's like I needed to get up. I needed to get to walking as quickly as humanly possible. And it started, I would go out on my porch in my wheelchair and I would stand up. And I'd do that for a couple of times a day. Then it would get to the point where, all right, now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to hold on to the rail and I'm going to take a couple of steps. And I did. And I worked myself until I could walk the length of the porch. And I did that for a while. Then I would walk the length of the porch and then walk backwards. Again, then it's like I would walk without holding on to the rail forward. Then I would hold on going back. Then I got to the point where I would walk forward and backward across the length of the porch without guidance. And it's like, and I didn't stop. Again, I had a ramp built in so that when I got home, it's like I could go down, up and down the ramp. I still keep the ramp, but it's like, it's only because, I don't know, it just got sentimental value to me. But I found out exactly how tough I am because I was in my last days in the hospital before they shipped me over to Health South. I got a transfusion. This is funny.
Should be good.
This is funny. Okay, I got a transfusion. And I don't know whose blood it was. But man, oh man of Shevitz. Listen, this thing, I got to tell you, that all I can give you is the highlights of it. The highlights of it is that I somehow or another ended up kneeling in my bed, water pouring off of me with a sword that had flames on it. And across the hall, there was a burning car.
What?
I kid you not, Dan. I mean, this was real as real can be. It was great.
So someone had dropped acid, then said, "Hey, man, let's donate a pint of blood." All right.
Yes, sir. Hey, and I was the recipient. It was like, wow. Now let me explain something else about me. I really am. I'm almost too nice for my own good because, well, I'm naive. As old as I am, I'm still naive, and for some reason, I still believe in the best of man. I just have to. Well, that attitude will get you far in this world because my nurses, I knew their job because, of course, my mom was a nurse and my daughter's mom is a nurse and my daughter is a nurse. So I know what they go through. And it's like, and I never gave them any crap. I never gave them any grief. I understood what they were doing. And even though I was all messed up in this bed with no leg, it's like I had to push forward. it didn't do me any good. Didn't do me any good to have pity parties because I did this to myself. This is a self-inflicted wound. And this is also where I grew up a lot. While I was on my back all that time, I had an epiphany. And I was determined that if I wasn't going to die, then I was going to make sure that I made it as best I could for anybody else. And I was not going to let things go unsaid. Again, I was going to try and let go of anger. And I've done pretty well with both of that, because it's like, the situations. It's like, this would cause Jesus to cuss. Some, but I am glad. And while I am not a religious person, I am spiritual. And I do believe that I'm here for a purpose and that I've been given this opportunity. And so I try to make the best out of it. Now, with that said, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do. I work hard. I work very hard. Again, it seems like I'm always working, and that's probably because I am. But I also assure you that I play hard. I do play hard. I don't play often, but I do play hard because you've got to try and find that balance of work life. And I still don't quite have it because, again, I am like my partner, partnerless, again, and that's currently by choice because I have so much other stuff going on that I think that trying to even add that to it would just really just screw everything up. My career has always been one of two ways. My career has been hot as fire, my personal relationship in the crapper, or my career is in the toilet. And, oh, man, it's like I am just great. Love, love, love. I haven't figured out which one I like more, but, I'll tell you which one hurts less. And that, my friend, there we go. I think what I wanted to get out of this was that, you were there before and you were there during. Mm-hmm. And now you're here again. So it's like, again, I guess this is it. Damn. It's like, and I was hoping for a good looking blonde, but no.
Well, yeah. Well, there are so many things I want to say after that. I don't even know. So many things that just kind of, they come to mind. I just want to, it's, I'll just say you're not a good kisser. Oh gosh. Mm.
Oh my God. You're the only one I know who can turn such a
I love you too, JD. Whew, well, but marriage, it's interesting. I gotta tell you, I've never really thought about this until, on occasion you hear the term Bridezilla.
Oh God, yes.
And I know we talked about this like a way back when we first did the Slade and Mayson show that, there were stories about Bridezillas, but
2-foot Slade. Yeah.
I go to that place where I help people imbibe this weekend, and there were these women who I know in my heart that each one of them could easily become
a Bridezilla.
They got that look. They got that way they carry themselves. That whole, the world needs to bend to me, and you will wear the seafoam shoes if you don't.
Now, okay, before you start that.
With a plaid shirt.
Let me just say, before you start that, that is another one of the cultural differences that we constantly point out. Because let me just say this, in my neighborhood, yeah, you're lucky if you get to the justice of the peace. Never mind talking about all this elaborate planning.
I get it.
Women wearing the same dresses and men wearing the same funny looking penguin suits. No. Here's the deal. We're gonna go down to the church. We're gonna have some Bacardi, and we're gonna have some schnapps, and we're gonna have some ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have ribs. And we're gonna, and Freddie, he's gonna be the DJ. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna do the DJ. So you don't have to worry about it. And everything's gonna start at 5:00, and it goes on until the police come.
Or until someone loses a lip.
Again, but I watch too much television for my own good sometimes, because I see this show called Bridezilla. And
so it's an actual show. Okay, that's good.
Oh God, yes. Okay. Yes. I mean, and these women it's like, it's my day and it's going to be all about me. And if anyone tries to get in my way, I'll cut their head off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, and I've got to make sure, that we walk at the same pace. I don't want you one step ahead of me, because if you are, it throws it all off. And that means all the bridesmaids are going to look stupid.
And I want the blue flowers up front, the yellow ones will be on the side, and the green ones will be...
And make sure that you don't invite that red-haired witch that you used to date, because it's like, that will just ruin my day. And it is my day, remember. I just, no.
So
listen, I mean, there's cultural differences.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
But you've seen them. You have seen them.
God, yes. Oh, yes.
And
there was a doc who worked for me years ago. His wife was not a bridezilla, but I think I've told you this. We were going to the wedding, and this guy had a $5,000 bar bill. What? And it wasn't because there were 300 people there. There were maybe 60 people.
Wow.
But, hey, you got, at the time, you got old semi-alcoholic J.D. Slade and alcoholic Dave Blunt and alcoholic Ken Pratt. And, and so we were all like drinking really serious. And, but the thing of it is the fact is just how ridiculous. Go out and get married. Get yourself a preacher to come to your house, say the word, save the money, and, do something decent with it. It's like a ridiculous price to the wedding. Ridiculous. And it costs you so doggone much to get in it, and then it costs you 10 times as much to get out of it.
And the pain just keeps on coming. The interesting thing is that you say cultural differences. There's, and I've mentioned this before. There's a young woman at work who wants to do the whole bridal thing, and she's
including the perfectly white dress.
Oh my gosh! Everything.
Yeah. Come on, now get off that horse.
Now she's from the she's not white. She's from your side of the pond.
Oh, she's British.
She's British.
What the British do own a colony there.
Yeah. So I mentioned her. I said, listen.
Conrad.
I said, let me explain to him. I said, wait, honey, this is your second time. She's yeah. She's yeah. I know. I said, no. Let me think. He said he seems like a nice fellow. He seems like. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna spend what? 20, 30. Okay, I want you to take that. I want you to buy some stock or put it into like a house or something. And then, go down to the justice of the peace, fill out the paperwork, get it notarized, go home. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Go get a bottle of schnapps and drink it down.
Have a party in the new house that you're buying with all the money that you saved from all that ridiculous crap.
Heck yeah. And she's like, well, yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. It'd be nice to have. I mean, what do you mean it'd be nice?
Here's the thing you have to do. I want you to do yourself a favor and just print yourself out a card. And what this card is going to say, please remember on one side, on the other side, that the divorce rate is still 50% in this nation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do know, don't you? I forgot.
We'll be right back, eh?
Don't touch that dial.
Oh, don't
Not that
touch it.
there's any dial, but we'll be right back with the Slade and Mayson Show.
Today in history, February 9th, 1870, Ulysses S. Grant establishes the U.S. Weather Bureau. Now we'll know it's cold in the wintertime. 1942, daylight savings time is reinitiated in the United States as a wartime measure to conserve energy resources. And it never went away. 1964, the Beatles, John, Paul, George, Ringo, those guys, appear on The Ed Sullivan Show and are viewed by 73 million viewers, all at the same time. 1975, Soyuz 17 spacecraft returns to Earth after its 29-day mission, after what was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. And finally, 1969, we see the test flight of the first Boeing 747. This sucker was huge, twice the size of the 707. That's where the term jumbo jet came from, and it had 2 layers, lower deck and an upper deck. The upper deck was for the upper crust. That's where the term upper crust came from. I'm Dan Mason, and that's February 9th.
Yeah,
Hot Girl Pizza, I'm Heidi. Here's your Hot Girl Pizza as you ordered.
thanks. Wait a minute. I ordered pepperoni.
Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. The last guy's order got this order messed up too. He got pepperoni pizza and he ordered cheese. That'll be $32.50.
They're not exactly the brightest penny in the bunch, but God, aren't they lovely?
Hi, it's me, Heidi, your Hot Girl Pizza girl.
You were just here like 4 minutes ago.
Oh my God, you're right. I thought you had a twin brother. How was your pepperoni pizza?
You gave it to the other guy, remember? I got the plain cheese.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, bye. Hot Girl Pizza, it's me, Heidi. Here's your Hot Girl Pizza as you ordered.
Oh, say, great. Hey, wait a minute. This looks like DiGiorno.
I know, right? So I was going to deliver the pizza, but I got a call from my boyfriend who told me his best friend's girlfriend had car trouble and he had to help him. And then he ran into his old girlfriend who was from out of town, who he said was the reason they got BD 2 years ago. Can you believe it? After 2 years? So he said he needed to help her move some boxes in her new apartment. My boyfriend is so nice that way, so I promised I was going to get them some pizza from the store, but the store hadn't opened yet, so I gave him yours, and then I stopped to go get you some DiGiorno. Just follow the directions on the box. It'll be $32.50.
Not a bright penny in the bunch of them. But you're gonna love Hot Girl Pizza Delivery. Hot Girl Pizza, coming to an area near you.
Don't need a menu when you order. Take the blue plate special away. Start with a napkin, a toothpick, and some water. What? No gravy? Then call the waiter and say, bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle. Bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle. lox with the cheese in the middle. Bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle and a slice of onion on the side. Bagels are round, they're not square, 'cause if they're square, they ain't nowhere. Lox is fish, my favorite dish. Hey, Mr. Waiter, hurry up and bring a plate of bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle. Bring a bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bring a bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle and a slice of onion on the side. Bagel and lox, cheese in the middle. Bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bagel and lox, cheese in the middle. And just a slice of onion on the side. Bagel and lox, cheese in the middle. Bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bagel and lox, cheese in the middle. And just a touch of onion on the side, on the side. Bacon and eggs, coffee and maybe okay, but it's not my brand. When I eat it. I all the wishes to fill my dishes with delicious bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle. Bagel and lox, let it toast on the griddle. Bagel and lox with the cheese in the middle and a slice of onion on the side.
Sadly, we must now return you to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Hey, Lockerator! Bagels and lox with cheese in the middle. Bagels and lox with cheese in the middle. Bagels and lox.
Hi, I'm JD Slade. I'm Dan Mason, and this is the Slade and Mason Show.
God, I'm going to be singing that song all day long.
Yeah, especially right after YouTube binge for it. That's going to become one running gag, man.
All right. So that was big. Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Identify that artist, please.
All right. So that was Bagel and Lox.
Really?
With the charioteers. With Temper Brodowski and his band. I can't make this stuff up. That was in honor of National Bagels and Lox Day. Today is Bagels and Lox Day. We're gonna get hit for that song, I'm sure. And of course, we had to play Hot Girl Pizza. I know we played it like last week, but it is National Pizza Day, so get your Hot Girl Pizza delivered. It'll show up wrong. It'll be $32.50, and the girls will be hot. But all right. So anyway, this segment of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by Icy Something Icy. It was a rather chilly morning when I went to take the dog for a walk, but
I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at this. Did you shoot this all in the dark?
It was a little early. It was a little early when I did my my post on Facebook. So all you see is occasionally you'll see like the moon behind me go. So
you know what? It's like I had forgotten to do it. I was going to do it, but I got involved in a lot of stuff once I got started. So it's like while we were in our little message there and our little song parody, I shot my video and I did send it to you.
I'm so proud of you. I'll take a look at that in a little bit. But anyway, so again, it is cold outside, but it is warming up quite a bit. I have crocuses growing in my front yard.
Sorry.
That was I'll spray for him later. So, which means spring is right around the corner. And I know that Sheila's already got a lot of weekends filled up already. April, I don't know what that looks like. You got to take a look. She mentioned a lot of different activities going on there. But check out their website, www.ic something icy. So it's ICEY something, SOMETHIN, and then icy again, ICEY.com. They're also on Facebook. They have a Twitter account. They have an Instagram page. You can give them a call at 804-617-8827. And what it is they have it's a truck that actually has two shred. They shred the ice. They get this crystal clear ice. They shred the ice. It's an Italian knifing system. And then it's almost like ice cream. And then they put the flavorings on top. She's got about 15 different primary flavors, and they can make secondary flavors. Anyway, great for birthdays and parties, corporate events, fundraisers, any time you want to have a great celebration. It's Icy Something Icy, 804-617-8827. Give Sheila Keenan a call, 804-617-8827. Tell them you heard about us on the Slade and Mayson Show. So,
okay.
bagels and lox in the
Lox.
middle.
All right, so listen, since
Onions
we were last
on
together, do you know what you have missed? Do you know what you have missed?
Yes, so I did not attend Kirk Douglas's funeral.
Oh, that's
But I'll try to get to Robert Conrad's.
that's not Robert Conrad. Is he gone now too?
Yeah, he just walked out.
Oh, okay.
Exit
Sorry.
stage left you. Exit stage left even.
Well, okay, so again, here's I don't even know. Listen, you missed obviously the big event of the year.
We're talking about the big game here.
He wants in the big game, and so do I.
Big game, yeah.
The big game.
Big game.
This is a big important game.
Oh, yeah. I know the big game you're talking about. It's the impeachment trial of our president. That was the biggest game we had around here.
Nothing over the Senate. Yes.
I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about.
Well, I was talking about the Super Bowl.
Well, that's when we had the football boogie. Yeah, baby. With Wild Bill Moore playing the football boogie. Right here on the Slade and Mayson Show.
I can dig it. Anyway,
Stop.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was last week, and I saw absolutely none of it. I am so proud of myself. Listen, I program my television so I don't get commercials anyway. So it's like the only way that I knew what had happened is I woke up on Monday morning to my alarm going, from the station that brings you the stories about sugary drinks. That's how I found out who won the Super Bowl, and that's all I cared to know, just so that I could at least say, "Oh yeah, guess who won the Super Bowl? Yeah, it was Kansas City." And I cared less. I mean, Andy Reid is a cool dude, and I'll tell you why. He looks like your average Joe next door who you'd see having a beer out on the street in front of his house.
Who's Andy Reid?
He is the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
now listen, I will
football.
say this. Now, the winning team, every player got $124,000 bonus for winning.
Nice.
The losers got $73,000.
Still not bad.
Not bad for 3 hours of work, man.
Oh, you jokingly said last week you'd hear the winners saying stuff like, "Man, we're gonna thank my mom and God and Jesus Christ and everybody else." And sure enough, that radio station that talks about sugary drinks, they played, and here's so and so saying what he thought about the game, and you hear in the background the cheer in the crowd. He goes, and they come back to the station like, man, how do you top that one?
Oh, here's how. Listen, man. I got you here, brother.
And I mean, obviously, I've had a good start to my career. I mean, I've been blessed to be in a great organization with a lot of great players around me. Make my job a lot easier. But I know it's going to take a long time of consistency if I want to be where I want to be at in the end. And I'm lucky enough that I have a lot of great people around me that I have a chance to go out there every single year and compete.
Yeah, I got my guy, I got my drug guy, I got my steroid guy. Yeah, it's like a whole lot of great people around me.
With bagels and lox and cream in the middle.
Oh yeah, but like I said, I mean, but you just didn't go. They didn't go to the losing locker room because it's like, God made me fumble that ball.
Yeah, we should call the losing team. You know, let's get on the phone with San Francisco. It's only 5 a.m. Let's give them a call right now. Hey man, did you win the Joe Theismann Award? Click, click, click.
You mean you don't have a copy of the Roselle Trophy? Anyway, Jesus made me fumble.
Oh, you know,
shoes.
You know, I had this. I was working on a joke. So, no, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. It was fun. It was funny. No, it was. So let's see. So
no, wait a minute. Here's bravery. Here's bravery for you.
Okay.
You're going to sit there and you're going to go ahead. There is some brave guy who said, oh, what the heck? Let's go talk to the losing quarterback.
That's, I mean, you can see it in guys' eyes in there. It means something to guys. And it means you got guys who care about what they're doing, guys who care about each other. And, we're a young team, got a very bright future. So, got to take this in stride, remember this feeling, and, let it fuel us in the off season.
And he's got like 1,000-mile stare, you know.
I mean, every day you got to know that you're a loser.
Yeah, we got to figure out what we did wrong, and we're gonna go take a look at the football, and Michael over here, he's got a backyard. We're gonna throw the ball around a couple more times. You know,
time in sports history, you are going to know who the loser is.
just by the way they carry themselves.
Let me see here. The coach has got to have something good to say.
Tough loss. It hurts everybody in our room, losing a Super Bowl. We had opportunity to win that, and we came up short. But win or lose, this today doesn't change how I feel about our team. I'm real proud of the guys, what they did all year.
And we're losers.
I'm proud of what they did today.
And you're still losing.
Kansas City played a good game. They were better than us today.
And you're losing.
And we can deal with that. But
yeah, I know you're losing.
We're obviously pretty disappointed.
Yeah, but you're still a loser.
Now, if he was a good sport about it, this is the way he would have delivered it. Man, I gotta tell you, we had such a bad game. We didn't do a really good job or anything. I get it. I get the whole deal. We're gonna be really great. Last year we were competitors. We weren't competitive this year. We went out there. We did a great job. We did good. I know we didn't really do a great job. Yep, that'd be really.
Maybe
we'll get it next year. Next year we're gonna shoot a little bit better.
In my other identity, I produce a daily sports show. Mm-hmm. And it is sometimes the people I talk to have a hard time trying to put a positive spin on a toilet season. It's like trying to put lipstick on a pig.
So you're 0-27 for the year.
But we had some bright spots.
But you have two months left.
Were on time this year.
They were on point, man. Let me tell you. Oh,
the field looked really good this year.
Special thanks to groundsman Bob.
And all our fans for not throwing trash on the field.
Remember, gang, we have the recycling containers at either end of the field. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that's been my week, man.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Oh, wait a minute. No, there was one more thing.
What up?
Okay, so I'm not revealing any company secrets. It's like, we've told people that I work in commercial radio for Rio.
You do? You mean you get paid to do what you do? All right, go ahead.
Yes, very little, but I do. And so one of our stations, we have a couple of stations, and one of our stations finally came into the 21st century this week. and decided to live stream.
Oh, I thought you guys went stereo. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, we have to get to FM first.
Okay.
That 1,000-watt day timer that we're running.
Bagels and lots.
I'm sorry. See, and now only people who understand radio are going to know that. So let's not get into personal joke, inside jokes. All right. So anyway, I said, there have been people who I've known who are all over the country, and it's like, and I've loved and wanted for them to hear, what I do, but it's like, it's not the station that I do my best stuff on, because the stuff I do my best stuff on is a country station.
Yes. And since you don't know how to use a tape recorder, this presents a problem.
Well, they aren't streaming my station yet, but they are streaming our other station. So I had to let people know. So it's like I sent messages to all the folks that I knew, again, all over the country, and said, again, and I got some interesting responses from the people who, it's like, holy beep, in the blank. You're still doing that?
You're not dead yet? Thought you died in 74. I thought you did that Rolling Stones program and died of the overdose the next day.
Are you using an auto tune because you don't have old man voice, but you're an old man?
I'm all out of love.
That's Led Zeppelin. Gail Beck tape. Oh man, okay. So, like I said, I've gotten to enjoy.
This is brought to you by Frosty's Bran Flakes. Bran Flakes every morning. Get a big bowl of fresh Bran Flakes. Frosty's has got the sugar on the one side and the bran on the other. Hoo-wee.
I got to tell you, it wasn't until, believe it or not, a couple of years ago, and I'm old, but it was a couple of years ago that I realized that I love Raisin Bran.
Oh gosh, come on, this was just a joke.
Understood.
Michael's liver spot remover. Slide it on, slide it off. Try it. Now available in the 8-ounce and the 16-ounce container.
I mean, do you remember the Beverly Hillbillies when Jethro Bodine would get him a bowl of cereal? That's my bowl of Raisin Bran.
So
now just imagine putting that much bran.
So I remember a brand from Post, and it was called Fortified Oat Flakes, which blew my mind away because why would I want to eat stuff that is like oat flakes? But this was like the best cereal ever. It was crunchy. It had a natural sweetness, the low sugar. I'm like, I don't get this joke. What? So I'm thinking they were actually putting real sugar into it, and they weren't telling the packages, and they were selling a boatload of it, and that's why it's off the market.
Remember Michael's liver spots? Now has a 30-cent off coupon.
Oh my God.
So, hey, I'm looking at my notes here.
Again,
I'm reading my notes here.
Listen, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank for a couple of minutes because I have my list ready.
Your list. Okay, you do. He's going to fill in the blank. So here's something interesting. Now, my little adventure started back on December 27th. What I did was I went over to Lidl, be a gypsy, get around. No, I went down to Lidl and I got a pork shoulder, I guess it's called. It's about 8.5 inches long. It's about 6 inches in diameter, and it's a piece of pork. And what I did was I took 3% salt. We talked about this, I think, and I kind of aged it and for a week in the salt and self-brined itself. And then I wrapped it up first I put paprika and some cayenne pepper, garlic pepper, a little more salt, and some more black pepper. Wrap the whole thing up in cheesecloth. And then I took butcher's twine and wrapped it up nice and tight, and I hung it in the back of my refrigerator for a full month. And what I was going for was a 35% loss of weight. So essentially this 2.5, well, I don't know what it was, not even a pound and a half, well, let's see. I'm not even going to lie to you. Hold on. So I got there, grams and 98 grams, 2 pounds. It was 2.2 pounds when I started. And when I finished, it was 1.4 pounds.
I heard grams and pounds. What are you measuring, man?
So I'm talking about the capicola I made.
Oh yeah, that Tomaine factory.
Right. So it was finally finished Friday. Took it out, cut it. It was absolutely divine. Now, doing it again, I probably would add hot paprika instead of the sweet paprika, and or more cayenne, because it was really, really, really delicious. Now, this is the interesting part about this whole conversation. I'm sitting there, I'm slicing, I'm putting cheese, I'm having crackers, I'm enjoying it. And my brother's standing there watching me. He goes, I'll wait till tomorrow. I said, wait, why are you going to wait till tomorrow? It's delicious today. It's just, you slice it and he goes, no, I'll wait for tomorrow and see if you don't die. I said, what?
Brother.
What are you talking about? You know, like,
because you've been cooking this thing for 35 years. I mean, it's like, God.
You know, you might die of like botulism. Botulism. It's a botulism. Oh, great. Well, so to that I say 80 million Italians can't all be wrong. They all make this at home or they buy it. It's the same flippin' recipe since the Greeks roamed the earth about 2,000 million years ago. It's the salt, baby. The salt keeps the
Dan.
Yeah.
I remind you of my great experience. You know, you ever see those cliff divers, you know, that jump off cliffs in Hawaii and such?
Yeah.
How do you know you're good at that?
If you can do it a second time.
There's not really much room for error.
No, there isn't. There isn't a whole lot of room for error. But it's something that's been sitting that long.
Oh, my God.
Okay? It's been sitting for a full flipping month. When you unpeel back that wrapper, you're going to get something funky. But here's the interesting thing. Every time I opened up the refrigerator, I get this beautiful aroma. You know what, like walking into an Italian deli, you, sir, know what that fromage, that whole, my gosh, you know, just like, you just want to like eat the wall. That's what, every time I opened up the refrigerator, that was the smell I was getting. And I'm just, my mouth is watering. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I got to wait 2 more weeks. I can't wait. So the day finally came. And I got to tell you, I don't have a meat slicer, so I'm using a knife and trying to scrape it as thin as I can. But oh my gosh, it melts in your mouth, and it's really good. But yeah, I would do a hotter version next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if I'm happen to be by myself next week, you will know what had happened. It got a delayed effect. It actually killed him 2 days after he ate it, and.
No, I'd have results within a couple hours, but so 24 hours later, yeah, I won't. I will not be joining Bob Conrad or Kirk Douglas anytime soon, as far as I know.
Yeah, Robert Conrad. He was the dude who said he had to put the thing on his shoulder and I dared you to knock it off.
Yes, the batteries.
I always wanted to slap him, man.
A big jerk.
Yeah, it's like, here, take that.
All right. Well, we only have less than 5 minutes left, so you got your list?
I got my list, baby.
All right. I don't think I have the track anymore. Where'd it go? I think it's on my other.
That hurts my. You know, you're gonna have to work.
There it is. There it is. Hold on. Let me do the loop. Make sure loop is on. loop, go. Oh, too loud. Too loud! Too loud, man! Too loud! Turn it down! Turn it down. All right.
There we go.
Thanks,
All
Weird
right.
Al.
Hey, and once again, it is time for me to explain to you why this country, the United States of America, is the fattest people in the world. My first story gives hiding the salami a whole new meaning. Hickory Farm is selling a salami bouquet for Valentine's Day. Yahoo News says it costs $49 and features dry salami, truffle salami, and 3 pepper salami. The bouquet is wrapped in red tissue paper, and you're going to need that after you eat all that salami. Olive Garden is bringing back the breadstick bouquets and chocolate mint boxes for Valentine's Day. The Sun claims Pizza Hut has teamed with KFC and is now offering pizzas that are topped with KFC's popcorn, chicken, and gravy. The pies are only available in the UK. Good, because they need to stay there. The Impulsive Buy website says Reuben sandwich-flavored Pringles have hit store shelves for a limited time. Some people have spotted them at Walgreens. Where else? And wait until we find out the Impossible Burger is just that. Business Insider says Burger King is testing a new plant-based Impossible for sandwich. It'll be available in Savannah, Georgia, Lansing, Michigan, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Bakersfield, California, and Montgomery, Alabama in January and February. If it sells, Burger King may use it as a permanent menu item. Ew. And don't think that Valentine's Day has been left out of this gluttony. QRS Magazine says Boston Market is selling baby back rib bouquets for Valentine's Day for $29.99. They'll be available on Friday, February 14th while supplies last.
Nothing says love like a bouquet of baby back ribs.
Yes, sir. Comicbook.com says a candy store in Japan is displaying a 300-pound chocolate Godzilla for Valentine's Day. The 3-foot Godzilla is stationed in the store's front window and is an exact replica of the Godzilla seen in the movies. 300 pounds. I can imagine what those ears look like. Yeah. KARK claims the Little Rock, Arkansas Zoo is holding a special Valentine's Day promotion with their lions. Guests can purchase broken hearts for $10 before throwing them at the lions. Oh, God. Baby. Oh, Elite Daily says McDonald's will start selling their Shamrock Shakes again. Now, that's good news. They're going to start selling that on the 19th. They're also going to sell Oreo Shamrock McFlurries. That might not be so good.
Yeah.
Ben & Jerry's, they're bringing back 3 retired flavors, including cannoli, peanut butter half-baked, and gimme s'mores. The flavors are expected to hit store shelves soon. Fox News says Red Lobster is celebrating Valentine's Day by selling Cheddar Bay biscuits in heart-shaped boxes. Man, we are going to be so fat.
Oh, yeah.
Delish Magazine says Dunkin is releasing a new line of clothing from Snoop Dogg. It promotes their Beyond D-O-double-G sandwich. The green, orange, and white clothing has clever sayings like the OG Dunkin and glazed for days. Yeah, once you end up taking some of his product, you will be filling that blazer out. A new study by CandyStore.com reveals that Americans buy 58 million pounds of chocolate in the week leading up to Valentine's Day. 43% of people are going to buy candy for themselves this Valentine's Day. And leaving you with this, last but not least, the Beer Institute says that Americans spent $1.2 billion on beer in the days leading up to the Super Bowl. They also spent $652 million in wine and $568 million on distilled spirits. Why are we the fattest nation in the world? I rest my case. I mean, this is just 1 week's worth.
I know, and it's
scary.
It is scary. It is scary. So with that, I will have to say, would you believe we have sucked up another hour of your time, ladies and gentlemen? We'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Slade and Mayson Show. Please be sure to tell your friends, hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't just walk away. Look, there's that button down at the bottom. Hit the subscribe button, and then make sure you hit the bell.
Enable notifications. Yes,
yeah, because here's what happens. You hit the subscribe button. That's like subscribing to like National Geographic and Playboy. And then you never go out to the mailbox to pick it up. It just sits there and collects. Now, when you hit the bell, that means the flag goes up and lets you know you got some mail. So you go and you look at the mail, and it comes up in your mail, and you click on it, and you get information. So that way, you know the Slade and Mayson Show is fresh and pulpy every Sunday at 10 a.m. Please be sure to get your heavy dose of the Slade. I forget what I was going to say. Say goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
And on everybody's table, I want a 300-pound Godzilla and chocolate.
Hey, the devil bowed her head because she knew the chief didn't beat, and she laid that golden pen on the ground at Donald's feet. Donald said, Nancy, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you drunk old bat, and I'm still your president.
To with which she said,
Are they still here?
I don't know. Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Hi, Mr. Mason.